7 Things I Wish I Knew at 20. Is there ever a time when you wonder, what ifs? And if someone told you something sooner? Having said that, there are some things you learn with age and wish you'd known sooner. In some ways, it can be tough to venture out into the world alone, especially if you feel like you have to learn so many things all on your own. If you are younger, here they are. You can never be too late to put these lessons into practice. No matter what age, here are 7 things I wish I knew at 20. Number 1, get out of your comfort zone. When you look back on your life, there were so many great experiences you wish you hadn't passed up because you wanted to play it safe. More often than we care to admit, we find it difficult to motivate ourselves to leave the warmth of our comfort zones. Yet the more we stay in our comfort zones, the more opportunities we miss to fully experience life. Each step you take towards expanding your comfort zone leads to personal growth, learning, and success. Getting out of your comfort zone takes willpower and a change of mindset. The fear of uncertainty may be keeping you from stepping out of your comfort zone. In your comfort zone, everything is predictable, making you feel safe. The more you explore outside of your comfort zone, the more uncertain you become, and the more fearful you become. The fear of failure can prevent you from moving forward even when you know you have outgrown your comfort zone. Just think what you would do if you knew you wouldn't fail. You didn't want to waste time or fail, so you held back from doing so many things. Even though it sounds ridiculous now and wouldn't matter, you always wonder how many more opportunities you could have grabbed if you had just said yes. You'll most likely benefit the most from doing the thing you're afraid of avoiding. Number 2, take a break from being so frugal. The process of trying to save money, you probably missed out on some really great experiences. So wouldn't you do better to have not been so frugal at all? There are tried and true frugal habits that prove frugality saves money, from cooking your own meals to finding free entertainment. However, not all frugal habits are successful. A frugal approach can actually damage your finances more than help them. If you save every penny without investing early, you may be leaving a lot of money on the table. When you were a kid, you probably heard about extreme frugality from your grandparents who lived through the Great Depression. It seems pretty silly to see your grandmother hoarding canned goods or haggling with the manager at the grocery store when you never had to ration bread or stand in a soup line. Our approach to money has been shaped by our experience during the recession, though many of us did grow up during it. Frugality has once again become a national obsession. Even though we no longer refuse to throw away leftovers and wear these same clothes for 20 years, a DIY culture is all the rage, and there are dozens of articles on how to cut spending. The concept of saving money isn't necessarily bad. Plenty of people can learn a thing or two about making their money last. But saving money shouldn't take priority over earning money. Those who are truly wealthy tend to have a growth mindset, spending responsibly but concentrating their energy on earning. There are trade-offs in everything we do, and traveling throughout our 20s might result in financial backlog in our 30s. It'd probably be better to take a more balanced approach instead of saving everything at the expense of an otherwise beneficial experience. Number 3, things won't just happen if you wait. It's not uncommon for children to be conditioned to believe that until they turn 18 or begin working full-time, that if they show up, do well, and follow instructions, they're going to be rewarded. Just to be patient, it'll happen. There will likely be some guidance from your boss regarding what work you should expect, but in the end, if you want to accomplish something, it's up to you to take initiative. In the end, nothing happens unless you relentlessly pursue it. Initially, you thought it was such a small change in mindset, but once you realized it, you would simply be wasting your time if you didn't push yourself forward. Ultimately, it's up to each individual to decide what they want from life and to work towards making it a reality. If you don't know what you want, don't let that stop you from taking action. If you're 25 years old, you have 612 months left to live. Number 4, failure is perfectly normal. No matter how hard you try, you will fail. Nothing will be perfect throughout your 20s. Failure is better than success when it comes to learning from mistakes. Be aware that sometimes, and actually most of the time, things don't go according to plan. That's okay. Young people often give up easily when things don't work out, but if there is one thing you shouldn't do, it's not giving up because they will fail a lot. In reality, failure does not mean that your dream isn't good enough or that your idea isn't valid. It simply means there is something to learn or another path to take. Failure redirects you. It shows you where you should not be going. Failure is an opportunity. It is your chance to reevaluate and come back stronger with a better rationale. Failure is not the end of the world. You have another chance to try it all over, no matter how hard it may seem. It will be much easier this time around. Having failed abundantly, there is one lesson you can learn. Failure only makes your next shot easier and quicker. It is important to learn how to handle failures graciously, because a single failure can teach us more than a lifetime of success over the course of our lives. Number 5, you only need to meet your expectations. There are many benchmarks society sets for women, particularly that they believe you must meet, but it's important to recognize you do not have to conform to an ideal you do not believe in or apologize for. Whether it's choosing to take a risk in a creative field, not having children or getting married, or taking a job you know or love but others don't understand, this is your life. When you make some difficult choices and take risks, you'll be harder to accomplish than you imagined. But if you really want what you want, the work will be worth it. And those around you who doubted you will be the first to support you if you succeed. Number 6, keep your health in mind. Starting to eat right and exercise now may sound like your parents, but heart disease is the most common cause of death in the U.S., followed by strokes and diabetes. There are a number of medical problems that result from poor diet and exercise, which can cost tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands, which can wipe out a lifetime savings. It will pay off 10, 20, 30 years from now for you to form healthy habits. The sooner you make responsible choices, the more likely you have to live longer, healthier, more stable life. It gives you more time with your loved ones. Number 7, don't compare yourself to others. By looking at someone else, you can get the feeling that you can do it too. If they can do it, comparing yourself with other people can turn into a downward spiral of self-pity, where you think they don't work as hard as you do. We shouldn't have everything. People take this as an extreme point. We are all guilty of comparing ourselves to others, even though we try not to. For example, we might compare our outfits to the clothes of a certain person or our wealth to theirs. It's important to teach ourselves to stop comparing ourselves to others. While comparing ourselves to others can motivate us, it can also lead to negative thinking. Continually comparing can lead to feelings of jealousy, frustration, and hopelessness. If left untreated, chronic anxiety and depression can result. Some people compare their faults with others to avoid comparison. This is just as unhealthy as tearing yourself apart because of what you lack. You end up spending a lot of mental energy on things that don't actually matter. In addition to this, when you start comparing yourself to other people negatively, you'll realize that there will always be someone who is smarter, richer, better looking, and in better shape who has more. As a result, it literally becomes a mental gymnastic game you will never be able to win. It goes on indefinitely because the person you compare yourself to is comparing themselves to somebody else. We all move at our own pace, and life isn't a race because there is no finish line. The person who runs the fastest does not compete against the one who takes it slow and enjoys the journey. It's all just a continuous journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.